Welcome to another lesson. In this lesson, we're going to create our inventory page and the ability for warehouse managers to create new inventory products to add to our warehouse. So let's first get started by going into our studio. We'll go to pages and we'll see right away that this page is called products and not inventory. So let's click on products, go to page settings, general, and we're going to update this to inventory, and we're also going to update the page URL to inventory. This means that when we update the page URL, that's how you'll access the page. So your domain/inventory, and you'll get there that way. We'll save it, and there we go. Now this page has actually been created really well for us. That's a lot of what I was going to be doing is putting together this grid block, but it's already pre-mapped this for us in a very smart, intelligent way. So Softr saved us a lot of time there. However, there are some additional things that we want to do. So let's work on that. The first part is we want to make sure that the source matches our products, which it does. So that's good. I do want to point out that at any time, if you want to switch the block type, you could bring this over to a list, you can bring it to a table, even a calendar, but that totally doesn't make sense in our case. And generally, I really like the way this looks. We can see our product layout. I think it looks pretty good. We're going to keep it like that. Now for our content, there's a lot of different ways that we can show this content, whether it's smaller, larger. I'm going to go with this medium size right here. And I'm going to keep this and I'm going to update it. I'm going to go inventory. So we'll have it there. And then we're going to go down here and we're just going to modify some of these fields a little bit. So we have our image. That works really well. And we have media tags, but there's no tag selected. So right now what I want to do is I'm going to have an inventory level tag. And this tag is going to show me if the inventory level is high, if it's medium, or if the inventory is running low. If you click this eyeball button right here, you can show and hide that as well. All right, so now we have our inventory levels here. So it's saying, hey, this inventory item has a low inventory, just showing us and alerting us on that. Beyond that, we have our product right here. And right now it's as an H1. You can make it an H2 to make it smaller, H3 to make it even less smaller. I think that H3 works out well. We also want to have instead of sell price, I want to show units available here. And again, this could be really however you want to set it up for your system. But for me, I want to be able to look at this inventory and just see the inventory that I have left and the inventory that I have sold. So the first one is units available. And then the next one that we can do here is we're going to add a new field and it's going to be units sold. And so I can add any of these fields to show up here that I want just by toggling here. In this case, I'm looking for units sold. It's right there. Now that shows up. Now I'm going to click on units sold and I'm going to say units sold. And now I have that. And so I can see units available, units sold, and I can see actually this one, it's out of inventory. I don't even know how we go -1, but we are out of inventory and a customer is waiting for this to even come in as we've already promised it to them. So that's really good to know. Now, the next thing is we have these action buttons here. And in Softr, action buttons allow you to take actions. And right now, if we go over to action, we see that they have item buttons. And this item action level button would allow you to edit this direct item or delete this direct item right here. In our case, we're actually not going to do that functionality here. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to remove those action buttons. And I'm just going to keep it nice and clean that way. All right, so now I've set this up. It's starting to look good. We also have our top level action button, all right? And this is where we're actually going to create new products. So add product. And for this, I'm going to go and configure this product. And what I mean by configuring is we need to select the information that the warehouse manager will input when they go to create the new product. So we are deciding what information we need to complete this experience. And in our case, we definitely want them to have an image because we are showing an image here. We want them to have a description to tell us more about the product. We want them to have a purchase price. We want them to have a sell price and also show us the suppliers that is related to this product. So now I can go and click into each one of these and I can say, all right, product name, that's good. I'm going to make that required. Sell price, that's good. I'm going to make that required too. Image, good. Description, good. You can see that this is a long text that works out well. Purchase price, this is a number. That's how we've structured it in our database. So that seems to be working well. And suppliers, here's a very specific one. This is using a dropdown. And Softr makes it really easy for you to be able to bring in the sources from your dropdown but you have to sync with the source first. So we're going to click on sync with source, and now it's going to pull in all of the suppliers that you have in your database that you can use in the drop down as values to pick the right supplier that you're getting this product from. All right, and you can choose to allow multiple selections, but in this case, we're just going to buy this product from one person, and that's good. And now we're just going to say add new product, and that's looking good. New product, add it successfully. And after we add this new product, where do we want them to go? Let's have them go to the inventory management detail page or the product detail page. And what a detail page is in Softr, it allows you to click into any one of these options, go to another page that is entirely dedicated for the option that you clicked on. So that way you could see more data for that one specific item and even see related items that relate to that specific item. And in this case, whenever we create a new product, it's going to directly bring us to that page. Now, let's go back to our permissions because we only want our warehouse managers to be able to create new inventory, not our sales managers. So let's go back to our action button, go to button visibility, say logged in users, warehouse managers. Now only warehouse managers can create this new product for us. One last thing, and then we can test this experience out. Let's go to content, and we'll go down the search bar here, and we can see that the search bar, if you type it in, it will automatically find the results that relate to the product name or the sales price. We don't actually need the sales price in there, but let's do our supplier's name. And so that way, when you type in a product, the search will find the related products and the supplier's name as well. So let's preview this and see how it looks. So right away, you can see I'm logged in as Olivia and I don't have the button. And I'm now going to switch to a warehouse manager, Ethan. So I have my ability to add. This interface is looking good. And if I go to search here, I'm going to go battery. Then it will only bring up the battery items. So our search is powered. That's looking really good. Now, if we go to add product, we have this UI that's automatically created for us from Softr. So that's really cool. That just saved us a ton of time. And we can go in here and add new products to this. I'm actually not going to do that right now, but I am going to click into one of these products because I want to show you what's happening here. So I've clicked into that product, and now that brought us to the inventory detail page for that product. In this page, if you look up in the URL, you'll be able to see that this page has a specific record ID attached to it. And so Softr intelligently, whenever you click on an item, brings you to the new page for the details page and appends that record ID so you can show a specific item on this page. And beyond that, we also have related sales orders. And so this is a listing that shows all of the orders that this product belongs to. All right, so let's get into building that experience. Let's go back into the studio. Let's go into the product detail page, and we're going to update it to inventory details. Inventory details. Great. Now, once we're on the inventory detail page, I'm going to go in and I want to add more fields to show here. So it's already mapped to our products. That's great. I'm going to go to content, and the top section here is what we're seeing here. So the name converts. I'm going to remove the sales orders, and then I'm going to go to the bottom section, and I want to add a bunch of stuff here. So I want to add the purchase price first. Then I want to add the sell price. Then I want to add the units purchased, and I want to add the units available. I want to add the units sold. I want to add the inventory level, and I want to add the total revenue. Now, all of this is coming over here, but I actually prefer to stack it vertically. So now that we have it like that, so that's looking pretty good. I'm really liking that. And now we have all this key information. This is looking good. Let's go to our buttons here. And for these buttons, we want the warehouse managers only to be able to do two things. We want them to be able to edit this item or delete this item. So we're going to go to edit. We're going to say edit product, and we're going to choose which fields they will be able to edit. In this case, we're going to go to input, and we'll say, you can edit the purchase price, you can edit the sales price, and we'll even allow you to change the supplier and everything else. That should be good. And then we're going to say update product, and then the product has been updated successfully. And now we're going to go to our visibility rules and just make sure that only warehouse managers can do this. Now let's get back and go to our delete button here. We're going to say delete product, and it's just going to delete this record. Are you sure you want to delete this product? Are you sure? Delete. The product has been deleted. And now let's just make sure, again, this only is allowed for our warehouse manager. We're cruising here. One last thing. Now that we have this detail page configured, let's move down to this listing and configure this block the way we want it. Now, Softr's tried to pre-configure this for us automatically. It made a couple of hiccups, so let's change that. And the first thing we're going to change is the source. And we're going to say, instead of sales order items, we're going to say sales orders. Now, this is going to allow us to see all the sales orders. And now below that, we have conditional filters. Conditional filters allow you to filter the data source to be more specific, to offer a more personalized experience for a user. Now, we have a whole video discussing what conditional filters are. And I'm going to link it in the description of this video so you can access that and see the full description. But for now, know that it helps you personalize the data that you're trying to show to the logged in user. And in this case, we're looking for order items. And we're going to say includes any of the product name. And so we go over to our database here, and we go to sales orders. We see all these order items. We're going to show in the listing all of the orders that contain the product for that current page. All right. And so as we go to show in the preview, I'll show you how this actually works. Before that, I do want to configure the content here, and we're going to say related orders. And for our main section, we're going to get rid of the cover media, and then we're going to add the customer's name and the status. So we'll add the status, and then we'll add the name here. And then we're also going to stack it vertically. It looks like I'm getting a little bit of an error there, so I'm just going to quickly reload that. Come back here. That's working nicely now. Go to content. I need to reorder this so James is up top. So I'm just going to drag and drop it right there. I'm going to go in here. I want to make this title, this name, bigger. So I'm going to go to heading. I'm going to go to heading 1. That looks good. Now, I want all the other information to come up below it. So that's a secondary section. And I want it to be our order number. So this one will be sales order. Great. And we're just going to call it order number. And then we have order ID, order items ID, and then will be order items ID. We'll make this a tag, and then we'll say order items, and then we'll say order date. And then we'll go and remove these other two. And again, you could structure this however you want. Maybe you don't need the order items ID. Maybe that's not helpful and you want to have something else here. You could totally choose whatever you think is best in that way. But for me, we're going to keep it like this. And then we're going to go to actions and just get rid of these action buttons. We're not going to do that. Not going to do that. And then go up to the add record. And we're also going to get rid of that button as well. So now we have our related orders. We can see all the orders that relate to this product. And we're actually ready to go in there and test it out. So let's give it a try. Let's go to preview. In order to access the record detail page, you need to actually navigate from a listing to bring you there. But you see right down here, it's saying that we're showing a sample record just to make the testing purposes better. So it's already loaded a record for us. We're going to cross that out. And we see that the record is battery. And we can go and edit the product and all this information will come up. We can go and delete the product if we want. And then we can see the related orders that belong or have the battery order items. So the battery storage is right there. This should really be a tag. I like to have products that are like in an array like that as tags, but otherwise, man, this is looking good. I also want to show you that if we go back here, go back to our inventory page, we can click on any one of these and we can click on it and it'll bring us to the detail page that we have configured, right? And so that now we're seeing a detail page for the mounting rack. We see all these details, etc. So we just built the inventory page and the inventory detail page. We've used multiple dynamic blocks. We're using some action buttons, some logic, visibility rules. We're cruising. We have a couple more pages to build our sales orders, our purchase orders, our suppliers. So I'll see you in the next couple of lessons and let's keep building. See you there.